Excellent.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noel Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit. Joining me every week, my brother Pedro.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro Rez, creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show where we combine 3D printing, DIY electronics to make inspirational projects for you.
We were having too much fun.
Yeah, we started a minute late, but we're here. We're hanging out in the Discord chat room. Adafruit. Wait, discord.gg/Adafruit is the URL for that. So you can join us live in the chat. We're also in Facebook, YouTube, and the Twitch chat. They all get brought here to us. So if you want to drop us a line in any of those networks, let us know. We're also streaming on LinkedIn and X, formerly known as Twitter. So yeah, come on and say hi. We can answer questions. We can show GIFs, memes, all that good stuff. It is episode 455, and today's date is Wednesday, September 25th, 2024.
You know what we keep forgetting to talk about?
What?
Or to even celebrate? We're celebrating 11 years at Adafruit.
Yeah, I need a graphic.
Weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to turn this into an 11 because
where will Adabot hang out at?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so yeah, we've been doing this for 11 years. How great. Welcome everybody to the show. We'll give some shout outs. We'll let folks come into the chats. So far I'm seeing Duwester, Squid.jpg, Vents, and Wolves. Hello from Norway. Yeah, 11 years. Crazy, huh? All right, we have a really fun show. Lots of we got some fun demos, a learn guide, a shop talk, time lapse, and one community make. We can't wait to get to it. I will go ahead and kick off the show with
Uh-oh, I thought it was me frozen. Let's see, let's give it a minute for Noah to come back in. But yeah, if you want to see all of the free stuff, you can get over to adafruit.com/free and check out all the different tiers. Oh, wow. Looks like his computer crashed. I hope it wasn't Sequoia, the new update for macOS. And if it wasn't, you should have upgraded. So you can see all the different tiers there for the free stuff at $199. Oh no, I'm gone. Let me zoom back out of here. And I'll just go ahead and jump right into this week's project, which is finally we released the Lego servo mounts. These were in the store for a little bit last week, and I think we might have sold out already. So definitely sign up if you want to grab more. So the mounts are for the G9 servos. So what we have here is the ability to mount your G9 servos to any of these Lego plates. We have here one for the horizontal and one for the vertical. We did test these out on Lego plates. Looks like you're back. Did you?
Yeah, sorry about that. My computer literally crashed without any warning.
Oh,
you know, 11 years doing this, and you're bound to just have a random computer crash.
I've had it over here before.
Just randomly crashed and no idea.
Dying to know. Did you update the Sequoia? Sequoia?
I need to update Sequoia. I'm still on like Ventura, which is like 2 versions behind. I know, right? You almost spit your coffee out. I was like, what are you doing on Windows XP?
It's really good, man.
I know. I'm going to do it.
All the stuff. What about iOS 11? No, 13. No.
18, man. Yeah, I'm on iOS 18. Don't worry about that.
Okay. I'm like, oh no, all my little emojis I'd be sending for the messages, they're not going through.
Yeah. I'm back, everybody. Let me so you were showing off your
yes,
this week's projects.
Servo mounts. They were up in the store for a little bit last week, and I think we're all sold out. So if you want to grab more, please sign up. We'll have more coming in soon, specifically for the feather mount. So the whole project here you can use the Feather RP2040 to add not only the servo, but of course your neopixels. And last week or yesterday, Noah added speaker. So go ahead and demo that. So yeah, we got the little speaker going on there. That's what this whole area for the past month has been waiting for. So you can set up a little Lego booth for the speaker to go into to amplify it even more and to sort of hide that servo sound.
Yeah.
Have that hooked up and going. The code is available on Learn. We'll go over that. So you can have that loop going while the speaker is playing its little tune. It's just one of the BeetleJuice ones that loops seamlessly.
Yep.
Sounds super good. The
Yeah,
other thing that we're waiting on should be in stock pretty soon. Lamar booked the order for these last week. Is a little Lego mount for the slide switch, so you can easily have an on and off button on there. So same thing, just little tubes on the bottom, so you can attach those to your plate. The photos show that for the product shots, we have those going on to the non-standard Lego plate, so it should work for that. I'm sitting there looking at it going, oh, wow, I don't remember seeing these colors. And
yeah, I wasn't aware.
That was the Lego logo.
Yeah, every stud should have a Lego logo, but shh, don't tell anyone that we have knockoff Lego bricks.
It should work on the knockoff Legos, but
maybe we did that so that we won't get like some sort of legal thing, like you can't show.
Or were they
Lego? I don't know.
out?
I don't know. I'll have to ask the photographer. But yeah, these are great. Good job on them. They went through a couple rounds of redesign to make sure the tolerances are perfect, because Legos is kind of difficult to get just right. So it's not too tight, not too loose, just that perfect snap fit.
Yeah, you can kind of hear from the microphone, the ASMR of how.
Let's hear it.
Can't hear that. Pushing those in, and hopefully it maintains its tolerance for a while.
Does it make a Lego snap sound? Yes, it does. Very nice.
I did notice that on some of the plates it was a little bit looser, and then on others it was super tight, and then so there might be differences even on your plate. So hopefully they should work.
Yeah, show us closer to the camera, the webcam. I want to see plate. Okay.
So hopefully last resort would be Craggle super glue.
Yeah.
That's that one. And then this one here. Something like that. And then if you need to elevate specifically this guy, the for like wheels or whatever, you can also use the tubes.
We have a really good question. Let me bring it up from Raul. Asking, how do you make a servo run continuously? Did you modify the servo, or is this one that does with that?
No. So we're using two different ones. There's actually three different ones that you can use. You can have a continuous servo, so that all it does is go continuous, and then one that goes like 120 degrees and then 90 degrees, so you can tell it which way to go. So yeah, specifically we're using continuous servo, and I'm glad you brought that up because we also have one that is a DC motor in a servo body. So it's actually a DC motor. You can kind of see it in here. And then you don't need a controller at all. All you need to do is hook it up to a battery pack. So here we have just a AAA battery for this one. And then let me get a shot of this. We're using jumper cables to connect the two wires into the battery pack. Turn it on. And there you go. You don't even need a microcontroller for this. It'll just continuously spin. There should be a way to slow it down if you want to adjust the speed. The project wasn't really talking about that, so I'll have to, when we get a project for that, we'll have to figure that out. But in the description, I think it mentions like having an H bridge or something to adjust, and then you can reverse the polarity, so switch the negative and positive to have it spin the other way.
Sweet. Yeah.
Use the motor hat. You can use the stepper feather wing. Should work for it as well, but it only has the 2 pins, just power and ground. Or if you want to have a digital signal on there, you can use one of the other servos for it, either the continuously spinning one like we have here, or the one that'll like go back and forth. So for some sort of, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what use case for like a Lego city, maybe like a crane or something going up and down.
Yeah, so it's nice that they all have like the similar type of mounting tabs, the same size of the servo, so you can use whichever servo fits your project. I'm really liking the continuous servo because, like you said, you can go backwards, forwards, and you can stop it, and all in code. We have really good demo code. These come with all the different types of servo horns that that'll fit whatever kind of part you want to add. And then yeah, we're happy to have a 3D printed part that we can use in future Lego projects. Don't forget, we also have a Lego compatible bracket for these motors if you just want something with a little bit more power. It is a little bit bigger, but the motors, the TT motors, come in different kind of powers, different gearbox styles, so they can, help move things around in your build too. So don't forget about those. These are actually injection molded, I think.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't find one that was injection molded for the servo, so we had to make our own.
Yeah, and big thanks to the user who actually asked Lamar for these somewhere. I think it was in the forums.
Yeah,
they were asking for suggestion for a product, and Lamar was like, "Hey, the 3D printing services are really good. The cost has come down, and the time for production for these is way faster and cheaper than having to get like a injection mold. I think just to get like a test would have been like 10 grand.
Yeah.
And to find out, oh no, the shrinkage and the tolerance. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
it's
we're gonna spend another 10 grand.
Yep. Oh yeah, we also have these. If you want to do like an adapter for a servo horn to these Technic gears that are Lego compatible, we also have these things too.
Yeah.
So these are nice. So it has a little splines at the bottom, and then the T shape on the top. Very easy part, but I'm glad we have them. So if you have something that really needs a gear, we got that, and we also have one for the motor. So just search for Lego in the Adafruit shop, and you'll find all our Lego compatible parts. And hopefully we can make some more as we get to what makes sense. Yeah, cool.
So for later, hopefully today. They usually come in on Wednesday or Thursday for stocking the feather, little mount, and the slide switch. Feather is nice, slim, with the standoffs that have just enough room to fit wires that go right underneath there. So if you need to thread any of the wires through, you can see there the space that you have to work with. Specifically for the silicone coated wires, there is plenty of room for those to go right underneath. If you just angle them flat, you should go right underneath there. So the slide switch or any of the other lights, like the neopixels, for this build we're using the ultra skinny neopixels. You can kind of see here that light up your theme as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to add a volume or something for that to turn it off when I hand this over to the kids, because they're gonna have the speaker going on now.
Right.
And then, oh yeah, before I forget, also AdaBot is on there as a nice little hidden AdaBot, so you can have a 3D printed AdaBot as well. All the little body parts are all Lego pieces. That's all the feet, the hands, everything's a separate part as it would be if it was a real Lego. So there is a project for that. It's on Learn, we were saying. Just search for Lego and AdaBot will come up. And it is the exact scale as any of the other minifigs.
Yeah. It's also multi-material compatible or single material compatible. Books these days got like the bamboo and the Prusa, and they all come in little pieces. So yeah, it all fits really good. Yeah, this was a web cam cover with like a little Lego studs on top.
Yeah, we were like, oh,
fun project idea.
So let's go ahead and add AdaBot as well.
Yeah, we tend to use it in a lot of photos, a lot of Lego parts. So just a good, all sorts of Lego funness. So good 10 pull on that. Yeah, so the feather mount should fit another feather, like a RP2040 feather, but we think the PropMaker is probably the best one because it's so easy to plug in a speaker, plug in neopixels, plug in a servo. That's what it was designed for, and we think Lego projects need a motor, sounds if you want it, and of course lights. neopixels.
Yeah.
So all around awesome dev board for Lego. Yeah.
Yeah, you're ranking on the ones that are available from Lego themselves, how bulky and big they are, and discontinued.
Nice,
all of
slim.
them are. So this could all fit like underneath the little platform here, but we wanted to have it displayed out for photography and to show off all the different parts that are actually being used to run this little guy here.
Yep.
So the horn that we're using, just the one that comes with it, and it just perfectly mates up with what isn't even a standard Lego gear.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's not a gear. It's just kind of like a ribbed, a winged kind of, I don't even know, a star shape kind of thing.
Go ahead and take this off. You can kind of see here how this is. I don't want to break it.
If you want, I could bring up the Lego builds and they show.
Yeah. So you can see here, it looks like it's a like a gear setup, but it is sort of like a little flower wing looking thing. But I've not seen these in use before. It's usually like the Technique ones. Then you can see, if I turn this on, how that works here.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah, it just happens to like work well with that servo horn.
Yeah, the way that it mates up with it is perfect.
Yeah, it does.
You can add in any other, like a helicopter or something. I don't know what else.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the code in a minute, but you can change the servo frequency, which will make it go faster or slower.
Yes.
So that's really important, and we'll cover that. But real quick, I'll just let folks know this is the Lego kit we're showing right now. It's fairly new. It's called Carousel Ride. It's $25, which I think is a pretty good value for
oh my god,
something of this size and that many pieces. 232 pieces. I wish it showed me.
I think it was actually like $20 if you're on that for free VIP list that gives you all those points and we're able to use.
Yeah,
points.
Yeah, we got really lucky because we were like, okay, we came up with the servo. Now, what kind of thing can we move? Because everything's kind of big and very expensive.
Yeah, I was dreading that, but luckily, they had this nice size. It's 16 by 16 for the footprint of the Lego plate, and it fits like in a nice little desk area.
Tyeth is saying that maybe they're from the new educational kits because it has the same color scheme.
Okay, I'll have to look at more. Every time I try to go to the Lego store, it's so crowded. So I was surprised that there was no line to get in on that day.
Oh, nice!
Especially with the heat, waiting in the line for that. So it was meant to be.
Yeah. So Tyeth was saying, asking if the slide switch and the feather mount are sneak peeks. Yes. They're already on order, and we're hoping to get them either tonight or tomorrow. They'll be in the store, so you can pick those up.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, coming soon. So that is the Lego kit. Let's go ahead and jump into the Learn Guide. Pedro, if you want to get your screen shared, and you can drive it.
My stuff went away.
It's fine. I have. Yeah, give me a second to say if you want to pick up the part, you can get 10% off with our coupon code Carousel. If you're buying that motor, make sure you use our coupon code Carousel. You get 10% off your order. Adafruit.com/free if you want to check out all the freebie deals that are going on. Normally I run through them, but
computer crash.
I think we should probably skip it. Yeah, just go to Adafruit.com. It's free. They get automatically added to your cart, and you can use our coupon code Carousel to get you 10% off your order. Okay.
Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the Learn Guide. It's really just a little bucket to hold all the STL files if you want to print these out yourself, or if you need any assembly instructions, or of course the code that we're using on this demo. So CircuitPython is listed here. Go ahead and go through just some of the parts here. Like we were saying before, here's what they look like before all the stuff is mounted on there, where we tested it on the beds, the bottoms. You have the tubes and the studs that will mate with these perfectly. Then all of the different parts. So we have the horizontal, the vertical, and then all of the different motor or the servos that are compatible with it. If you're going to use the DC one, recommend these plug-to-plug jumper wires. They'll easily plug into the battery holder without having to cut anything off, without having to solder anything. And And then the ultra skinny neopixels. These are so tiny, they should fit into a lot of the builds.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually looking at putting it into one of the these little lamp here. But I don't think there's like a hole that goes all the way through up into here. Otherwise, I would have added one in there. Would have been super cool for street lights and things like that. And same thing with this. The wire comes already stripped, so you can directly plug this into the terminal block on the Feather. So a lot of this stuff I did not have to solder. Oh, except the slide switch. That's the only thing that you have to solder on there, but not too bad.
Yep.
Oh man, when we get those pressable header pins, it'll be compatible with that in terms of being able to hook those up modularly. Some of the screws for the Feather, you are going to need the screws. The M2 by 6 millimeter long for the screw mounts that are closer to the terminal. Those are smaller than the ones that are closer than USB port. Those are 2.5 by 6 millimeter long screws. Just want to get those 2 and 2. Going over through to the 3D printing page, here is all the STLs for any of those. So for 3D printing these, to avoid having to use support materials over the tubes, they're split into 2 different parts. So you have the top and the bottom, and then the 2 flat parts are glued together. So that is the way we have to do that for printing on all of the parts. Just keep that in mind. Just use the CA, the contact super glue, and we have this linked here. And it is specifically the, what is the Star Bond, the medium, what do we call it? Medium, the
strength.
No, it's the
consistency.
Yeah.
It's like, it gives you like a little bit of more work time.
It's not as runny.
Yeah.
It's like a fast one.
It's more viscous.
Yes, viscous. That's what I'm looking for. It's about the viscosity of it is medium.
Yeah, we like this. It's a good all around super glue.
Oh no.
Too many tabs.
Oh no, where did it go?
Pedro has lost his tab.
No. I closed the wrong thing. Oh no.
So you're looking for the learn guide, right?
Yeah.
Start a new one. Just go to learn. I think we're in the 3D printing page.
Yeah. 3D printing. There we go. 3D print your own. There you go.
Yeah. No supports. Splits in half. Glue them together.
There you go. No support materials required for this, and that should be good to go.
Yeah. Make sure to use PLA. ABS or any other, it might have some shrinkage and stuff. So
totally
we really recommend the PLA.
Assembly page for this just shows you how to mount these. Obviously, the wires for the vertical ones, there's a little cutout for the little mount here. I'll just made that way. Yeah. And then I couldn't figure out how to add another tab for mounting the screw on there, so it only has 1 screw mount. Hopefully that's enough for any of the builds.
I think it is, because you're encasing the rest of the body inside like a little kind of recess. Yeah. Kind of cups it, so it should stay in place.
Yeah, and then we have these studs on the top here, so if you want to add another piece to hold these down, you do have that. So
yeah, that's great. Yeah, that could be
clamped down on it.
Handy, yeah.
So hopefully that's enough to hold it down. If you have like a heavy build or something like that.
Yeah,
I might need 2 maybe. For the Feather, like we were saying before, 2 different screw sizes. The one near the terminal block is smaller by 0.5, so it's a 2 M2 by 5 millimeter long, and the mount has holes going all the way through. You kind of see there the edge, so you can actually fit, I think, up to like a 8 millimeter long screw if for whatever reason you don't have any, or you need to screw that all the way down into the base plate itself. And then we're showing the edge of that. For the wires to go through. Slide switch, you'll switch the little toggle here to the center and then insert it at an angle to press fit it in. If you have any tolerance differences, the little metal little flaps here, going closer here, you can adjust these carefully. You can pull these apart or squish these in to adjust the tolerance so that it'll give it a tighter fit. So if the the print is a little bit loose or something, or your switch itself, like you change suppliers or something, you can lift these little tabs carefully because it will mess with the tolerance of you sliding the toggle back and forth. You can adjust the tolerance that way. And then you just insert at an angle like that. It goes right in. And you can use the tubes to have that go on. So that's how that is assembled.
Cool.
And then the DC motor, like we were saying before, you can just use the jumper wires to connect right into the JST port of the battery pack. For this one, it's the 3 AA or 3 AAA for this one. And it has the slide switch built right in. And yeah, super easy. The way to go if you don't want to use a microcontroller at all.
Yep.
Jumping over to the circuit diagram, here is how all the connections go for the servo. There is a header pins right on the top of the feather. Why we like using this PropMaker. There's no before we'd have to like cut the header off, but this just plugs right in. Just match the ground and the signal. That's all listed right on the top there, and it just plugs right in. Show. So super easy to be modular with this if you need to thread the wires or anything like that, or disable it for whatever reason. Plugs right in. The neopixels and the speakers all go into the terminal blocks. And oh man, it's not focusing. But it's all listed here on the top here. And you can look at the circuit diagram as well to see how all those connect onto the terminal block. And it's just the screw type, like the very tiny little, not a Phillips head cross.
It's a flathead.
The flathead, yes, flathead. So a little tiny flathead to adjust those and screw those in. That's how those are wired. And then for this build, we're using a USB battery, one of the little tiny lipstick batteries. So it looks like. Oh man, I forgot to list that in the products. So that's a USB battery that we're using for that guy there. And then this teeny tiny little chubby wire, USB-C wire, just to have everything nice and compact. And then we just talked about the DC and the micro server body. We're just using the jumpers to connect that. It's just 2 wires. And of course, you can reverse these if you wanted to spin counterclockwise. Jumping into the CircuitPython page, here is if you're using the other servos, this is where you're going to need to update the RP2040. And it just takes you through the steps of getting CircuitPython installed. Super easy. It's pretty much just a double click to go into the bootloader mode, but it walks you through that. It's not complicated. It's literally just a double click on it. And then dragging and dropping all of your library and your code, which makes it super easy with the project bundle. So you click on this button, it'll download the zip file of all the files you're going to need, and you just create the directory. When you plug in your CircuitPython board, it'll load just like a USB drive, and this is what the directory should look like. Just drag and drop all those libraries in there. And knowing you did this for setting up the servo to spin while the NeoPixel is doing a rainbow fade and then playing the audio loop in the background.
Yeah, it's super customizable. The main things you want to look at is the name of the WAV file. You can change that. You can change whether you want it to loop or not. You can change the number of pixels. That's very important. The brightness of the pixels, and then the speed and the period of like fading on the rainbow, because it uses the rainbow animation. And because it's LED animation, you can add your own. We have a ton of animations that you can use with the NeoPixel LED animation library for CircuitPython. You can look at the LED animation learn guide to get all the different animations if you want to play with that. In the loop, we're just telling the servo to just go. And then we have the rainbow animating, and then we're telling the audio to play at full volume, and you can adjust the volume in the code by changing that 1 to like a 0.5 for half volume. Yeah, that's just some real simple demo code in CircuitPython. And
Oh
yeah, the frequency.
I want to highlight that.
Yeah. Because I had it at full. I had it at 50, and it was like just cranking super fast.
Yeah, for this one it's 5. For the
Yeah, you want to make it 5 if you want to slow it down. But yeah, play with it to see what speed works best for your build. Yeah, those are the main things you want to look at if you want to change it. Yeah, some real easy code, and thanks to the Bundlefly download, you just get all the assets, including the WAV file. Yeah, and the WAV file is just a Bartleby song that we have trimmed down so it does a seamless loop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So you can get we have guides on here on what settings to convert the WAV file to, so it'll play nicely on the board. I think it's 22 kilohertz.
Yep, that's right.
What other thing?
Mono.
There's a guide on it. Mono, and some other thing. I forget.
Yeah. You can always do it. You can always do like an info on the WAV file and see what the settings are, and
there
just
you go.
copy that.
Yeah, so that's the important things for that.
Yep.
And then other than that, I believe that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's the whole guide. Yeah.
And for us, resources is just like the fritzing file.
Yeah.
That is pretty much it. Nice, simple way to get your Lego builds come to life and make these, what's the thing say, work of art.
Yeah. That was my
going. Yeah.
Cool. Super all right. Cool. Any questions? I think I already answered them. I got links for the Learn Guide. The PropMaker RP2040 Feather is also linked in all the chats. So, yeah, while you were going through it, people were asking like, "What board is that?" And so I made sure to post up the links. So yeah, that's the Learn Guide. Check it out. learn.adafruit.com. You'll see it there. And then if you want to pick up any of the parts, of course, please use our 10% off coupon code Carousel, and that'll get you 10% off. Get those motors, get those mounts, and any other paraphernalia, for your cool maker projects.
Awesome.
Yeah, very good. Cool. Yeah. We got to do at least one Lego project a year. We've done so many, and we'll continue to do more. I think it makes sense to, maybe we'll start getting, when we get a Cricut upgrade, we'll do maybe a Cricut plate and some other stuff for doing some more robotics. Maybe a full blown like rover would be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we get Eatabot as a purchasable Lego thing if we can get the tolerances right.
I think once they do the multi-material colors for it, good time to do that.
Yeah,
I gotta redo this.
Good stuff.
Shout outs to Gavin, who actually helped in just assembling this. When I was putting everything together, he was like, "Oh, I can put that together."
Yeah, great opportunity for him to build and learn how to kind of read through the instructions and stuff.
Typical.
All right. So that's the project of the week. Let us know what you think, and we'll order more servo mounts for the shop because we have like 3 or 2 left. All right, let's kick it up to the next segment of the show. We got a Halloween prop that also uses a continuous micro servo. I have it here. So this is our LED pumpkin that we purchased from IKEA. We took the bottom out. We're reusing the LED, and we designed this 3D printed base. And the idea is that we use a time of flight sensor so it can sense the distance of an object. As the object gets closer to it, it's going to play different sound effects depending on how close you are to it. So let me do a demo. I'm going to step far away from it, and it's going to start playing some music. As I get closer to it, it's going to play a happy Halloween sound effect. If I get even more closer, it starts laughing. And then when you get really close to it, it has this maniacal, evil laughter. So let's see if I can trigger right now. You can see it's just slowly spinning because I have it on when it's idle. When it doesn't detect an object, just slowly spin the continuous micro servo. So it is spinning just very so slightly. So I'm going to test it right now and see if I can trigger it. So one of the things that I had to change is I I have a trigger here to turn on and off, like to activate it, because like otherwise it's going to keep going and laughing. So I have that switch in there as a way to kind of arm the sensor. So originally I had the sensor down here at the bottom, but I ran into this problem where if you have this on the table's so close to the bottom of the build, bottom of the sensor, that it would trigger the sensor. So I actually moved it up where the speaker is. So back behind here is the speaker. Right there, you can see the time of flight sensor, which I'll show in a little bit, but you kind of see it glowing there. Connected through STEMMA QT, so it just plugs and play to the Feather RP2040, which is what we're using here on the bottom. That's where the Feather is. And then the pumpkin is from IKEA. The LED comes with the pumpkin. And that's kind of it. This continuous servo is mounted in the center here. And then we have a gear that we showed off last week that meshes well. So let me trigger it again, and then we can start kind of testing it. So further away, it's just going to loop the music. And then if it's too far away, it'll just stop and just slowly rotate the servo. So I'm going to get closer to trigger the music. And it's detecting an object. It checks every 4 seconds. So there it is, just looping the music. I'm going to get closer. There's Happy Halloween. Get even closer. Has the laugh, and then super close. And then the servo is like moving a little bit more. So yeah, pretty fun. I'm glad how it turned out. I learned a thing or two about the just how the time of flight sensor, like the beam is a little bit narrow, but it's kind of like at a 30-degree kind of beam, and having it more up here was really making it better. So this is the base design. It's all assembled with screws. There's a couple snap fits as well. Back here, you'll see that this is the USB-C port from the Feather. So that's how it's being powered. I just have it plugged into my little kind of wall charger for USB-C. So just 5-volt. And then this right here is the lamp that you get from IKEA. So it just comes with a little thing here. And then this just kind of comes off really easily. And then we showed this last week, but just to show folks that might not have seen the last week's show, 3D printed servo horn gear that just gets mounted on top. Excuse me. And then this is a little, I think it's 5 volts or maybe more. Actually, I think it's 24 volts because it has its own power supply. And then I just made a 3D printed mount to house the light bulb. And the light bulb can be changed out. IKEA sells replacements for it. It's really bright. There's a 3D printed gear on the bottom here that gets secured with the screws that it came with. Here's the original base for the pumpkin. It's very, very modular. You just have 3 screws that attaches this, and then 2 screws that attach the light bulb, the LED bulb. So that's pretty much the build. They're fairly large parts, but they're mostly perimeters, not a lot of infill. No supports for any of it because it's all split up into pieces. And that's kind of the project. I wanted to have something that was, not just like a PIR sensor where it's just like on or off. It has 4 levels of interaction, different sounds that it has, and the motor changes as well. So I thought that was a really cool idea. I really like, of course, you could 3D print this piece if you wanted to make your own custom light diffuser piece, but I kind of like the IKEA one. It has those 2 faces. So it's kind of neat. So that is going to be next week's project. It's our Halloween project of the year. I think it's pretty cool. Great use of the PropMaker Feather RP2040, and of course, Circuit Python.
Super cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like how I unboxed mine last night, and they force you to take it apart because all the parts are inside the pumpkin.
Yeah,
So
I like IKEA
cool
for that. Yeah, shout out to IKEA for making a cool LED pumpkin lamp. I think it's new to this year. I might be mistaken, but I think it's new to this year. It's about $18 US. You can order it online, or you can pick it up at an IKEA store. Pedro just got his. You can see that's his looks nice and yellow, orange. It's an ABS plastic. It's already orange. Originally, I thought I would replace the LED bulb with a neopixel, but you don't really get much color. You could do some fades and animations, but we wanted to keep it a little bit simple. So if folks want to take this project and make it theirs, add some LEDs to it, add more sound effects, or more servos and stuff. Yeah. Shout out to Liz Clark for coming up with the code for it. It was a little out of my wheelhouse, but she was able to prototype the code and get it working in under an hour.
Very cool.
Yeah. But yeah, super cool. IKEA pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Check it out.
So I'll have it next week. I'll start documenting the stuff tomorrow. So I'll come up with the learn guide. We'll share the code, the STL files, and everything. And we'll have it hopefully ready for next week. It'll be the first week of October. Next week, Wednesday will be October 2nd. So hopefully folks have enough time to build it if they want to.
Based on we were talking earlier, based on how the department stores are, it looks like it's already Christmas time.
Yeah, I think they start Christmas in October, which is crazy, but that's how it is.
Who's moving on to the next?
Yeah. Let's see, any links, any questions? That's cool. Thanks, Vince. Looks like that would work with a 5-volt bulb. Yeah, you can definitely change out the LED in there. All the mounts are modular, so you can pick and choose components as you want. Of course, you could use a different feather. You can put a doubler in there if you want to do like motors instead of the servo. Maybe you could. There's plenty of room in there. I think you could fit a Cricut in there if you wanted to do like all the things: motor, servo, stepper motor. It has a built-in audio amp. All that stuff. I think it's a good little platform for folks to kind of play around with.
Yeah, you can connect more stemma sensors on it. So if like somebody steps on it, like from behind or away from the sensor, it'll trigger something else different. Or did we use the RP2040 on? Was it last year? The one with the crow where it was like triggering like a matrix display, and
I think it was the Matrix Portal. Yeah, I think that was the Matrix Portal.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. This year we wanted to do something with the PropMaker RP2040 feather. I don't think we have a Halloween project with the PropMaker feather yet, so this is kind of like our first, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, I really like the IKEA lamp. It kind of, I would be printing this for another day, and then like coming up with the face is kind of hard to do.
No, yeah, we were talking about even like cutting this stuff out of vinyl, like putting that onto a sphere would like to form it. Like you have to heat it up, and that might heat up the PLA to form it.
Yeah,
we're doing like the where we have this embossed in, like I don't know. This is a lot more easier.
I just like
on the servo,
right, and the base. The base is all nice and detailed.
Yeah,
all the mounting bits and the gears, of course. Yeah, so check it out.
Beautiful.
Yeah, next week we'll have it ready for folks to build if they want to. Cool. And pretty much the same parts as your Lego build. So the PropMaker RP2040, the continuous servo, the distance sensor I can share next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to pick up the parts, we got coupon code.
Very cool.
Carousel. Yeah. All right, let's move on to shop talk. For this segment, I just wanted to share a learn guide that was published by Liz that uses Pedro's case enclosure design that's just slightly remixed. So this is a really cool project. It uses the Qualia S3 with a 4-inch round display. It uses Adafruit's It's a Snap app and your iOS device. It uses the Shortcuts app to create a little recipe so that it grabs a photo from whatever library in your iOS device, and it converts that and then sends it to Adafruit IO. And then It's a Snap app is the glue that allows these two things to talk to each other. So you can display your iOS photos on your device over the cloud onto this display wirelessly with Wi-Fi. So Liz shows you how to set up the recipe on using the Shortcuts app for an iOS device, using It's a Snap app, Adafruit's It's a Snap app, and then building it. And she's got all the stuff documented for you, so I can go through it real quick. You can here's the code for it. You'll want to set up an Adafruit IO account if you haven't already, and this just kind of does all the stuff to automate it for you. And then she also has the link for It's a Snap app, how to set it up. Pretty straightforward. It's all nicely documented. And then setting up the shortcut in the shortcut app for your iOS device. Yeah, it's all very, very thorough. And once it's set up, it's just going to automatically send whatever photo you have in whatever album you want, and it'll just send it to your round display. And Pedro did a really nice job with this case. All I did was I took out the 2 buttons, so it's just like a no buttons. And yeah, you can just 2 things, just the Qualia S3 and the 4-inch round display. Plug it into your computer hub or a wall adapter, and you're good to go. Pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's the first type of first kind of project that does this kind of thing with It's a Snap.
Yeah, it's a simplified photo frame. So something you give to your parents and like want to send them a photo, updates every so often. Super cool.
Yeah, it's real nice. Yep. And you can change the code to like display it every hour, every 5 minutes, every minute, whatever you want. And it just shows you how you can use your iOS device, It's a Snap, and shortcuts to create this automated kind of cool thing, almost like if this then that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
We didn't know that it's sort of like Automator, so it has the ability to size down your image and then crop it. So
yeah,
cool
it does all that. Yeah, it turns it into a base 64 bit, and then Adafruit.io turns it into a bitmap that can then be displayed on the CircuitPython.
Wow.
Yeah. So check it out. Really cool display. We love the round displays, and great job, Pedro, on the cases because it just works. It snaps really well, secures these displays nicely.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that's this Shop Talk. Shout out to Liz for coming up with this cool project idea, and Trevor too for developing It's a Snap app.
Mm-hmm.
So check it out if you are an iOS user. Free app to download.
Very cool.
Cool. All right. Now we're going to jump into
this week's Community Makes.
Yeah, Timelapse Tuesdays.
We have another Halloween themed project this week. It is Bob from BeetleJuice. He's got the little tiny head on a headband. You can just use it as a costume. So it prints in, 4 different parts. The hair snaps in. The hair was a little bit difficult to print. I had to use a ton of supports. Prints upside down. I didn't get any of that because I keep trying it over and over just to print his hair. But that just pops right into the top here. The head was the easiest part. And then it has this other little part that you super glue to it that actually does the connection to the head piece. So this comes off. You can have a different sized headband. And then
Could you bring it up closer to the webcam? Your little ad frame. There you go. Yeah, I was wondering, how does this actually snap to the... So the headband comes with it, right?
So this is a different part that you print separately. Prints at 45-degree angle for the little grabber parts on the bottom. Prints flat like this. You can kind of see how that is angled to grab onto your head.
Yeah.
And then this part right here glues on.
Oh, I see how it clips into it. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Little teeth on that side.
Did you have to glue it to it, or is it
Yeah, so this glues onto here.
Okay.
So you did need supports for the bottom of the head here.
Yeah.
Just a triangular standard supports. And then these teeth align up to the center of these teeth.
Oh, okay.
Press it in like that. And you can just wear that guy.
Yeah. It fits your head okay? It doesn't hurt?
Yeah, this one does.
I remember trying to
put on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty on there. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because it's thin, it flexes to your head, just like
yeah. Yep. So
that all PLA, right? Nothing special.
No, nothing special except the supports for like his chin and one of his ears.
It's a really great model. Let me pull up the page here.
So this is a paid model. It was like $5, but definitely worth it.
No, it's $1.
The detail. Oh, $1.
$1.10.
There you go.
Yeah. So designed by ClaberTan, and here's their photos of it. So it's ready to print. No need to scale it up or anything.
No. Perfect scale for that, unless you want to have a big head.
Yeah.
And there's an example of how it looks like when you attach it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I'm guessing in the BeetleJuice music, pretty much did something similar. Just they had like shoulder pads and
yeah,
for them to see through their shirt or whatever.
exactly. Yeah.
I guess they're called Bobs.
Yep.
Is that really their names?
Mm-hmm.
BeetleJuice Halloween cosplay costume. Yep. Looks cool.
I think he's purple in the movie.
Yeah, I like your PLA purple glitter filament they used.
Yeah, it looks super fancy.
Yeah.
Glittery too. And then just like a Sharpie to get his little eyeballs in there.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You kind of see it.
Yeah. And then use different color for the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, Black Galaxy or Glitter, I think is what they changed it to. I ran out and I had to reorder it. It looks like they changed the name. Still from Everyone, the brand name of it.
Okay.
But yeah, cool. Super cool, easy costume for Halloween.
Yeah. I don't think we played the video, so let me bring that in.
Did I still have it? There it is.
Yeah. Oh, so originally used like this red filament.
Yeah, but then I
happened.
Noticed that it didn't match what it actually looks like in the movie. So I'm using the purple here. It takes about 8 hours to print.
Probably quicker if you're not doing a time lapse.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And again, you didn't have to scale it, just add supports.
There you go. The little mouthpieces, surprised that printed out as well as it did.
Yeah.
Those little stitches for that. Yeah. Hilarious. Way to.
But if you wore a turtleneck, you could probably hide it even more.
Yeah. I had to. Yeah, I should have lifted it up a little bit. I had to film this on my own though, so I could barely see.
Right. Yeah. That's funny.
There you go.
Cool. Very good model.
So, easy, funny Halloween costume for this year.
Yeah, very current. The movie apparently is like really fun. I haven't seen it yet, but I definitely want to.
I only remember the cartoon when we were growing up.
Yeah, I used to watch cartoon too. As being a child from the 90s. Very cool. Shout out to the designer. ClaberTan.
Very cool. Yeah, they have a bunch of other gothy designs as well. You can check them out.
ClaberTan.
Bunch of skulls and like jewelry.
Yeah, really up there. They got one.
PT. Yeah, PT sent this one. The sandworm.
Love a sandworm. Sweet. Check it out. $1. Support the artist. Just $1. Yeah, I think that's a great price point. $1.
Yeah.
Less than a price of a coffee. Very cool. All right. Next up, we have one community make that was brought to us. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. As you were saying, Halloween is over, I guess, or you're getting ready for after Halloween. Yeah. So Chananel on Thingiverse posted up their make of their neopixel menorah. So this is a 3D printed menorah that we designed, I think, in 2021 that has 3D printed bulbs and translucent material, PLA, and then just like this kind of cool silvery kind of filament. It's a CircuitPython code. As you press a button and it lights up each day, each candle for each day of Hanukkah. So we think it's pretty cool. And the middle one, I forget the name of the middle candle, but it has a name and it stays lit. So yeah, check it out. Pretty fun build to put together. Yeah, a little bit of soldering for the wires, but it uses Qt Py, so it's nice and small. But yeah, you can make your own menorah, electronic menorah.
Very cool.
Fire free, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, shout out to Chananel for posting up their make. It looks great.
Cool.
Yeah, and that is this week's community makes. Cool. One last thing before we go. Don't forget, if you want to pick up anything in the Adafruit shop, you can use our coupon code Carousel and you'll get 10% off your order.
Oh, I just looked over. There were some questions here.
Sure.
Let's one from Nikita asking tutorial on how to 3D print models which are molded in clay. It's a good idea. We actually have one that's not from clay, but we were doing photo geometry from statues. We're taking pictures of statues at multiple angles, and then
I would
from that.
If you have an iOS device or Android, I think Polycam is a really good app for scanning things, and then bringing that scan into something like Mesh Mixer to clean it up and make it a watertight STL that you can then 3D print. But do a search. I think you can find a couple of other folks have done that before. But that's a good question.
Bring it up because the models turned out so good.
We're surprisingly
good.
I think Andrew Sink did our tutorial, didn't he?
No, we were using his web service to do a low poly version of it.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember.
But here's the 3D scan, and this is just like a statue. It could be a clay model. But I show you here how to use Blender to go in, clean up the scan, get rid of the other environmental areas around it, and it looks super cool. That's the fix overhangs. Here's one of the ones that came out. It's the original size to that. Look at how good that came out.
They came out really good. Excellent.
Extremely detailed.
What app did you use?
This one was Polycam, right?
Polycam.
3D scan.
These days Polycam has like a bunch of new features, and it's just
Polycam
is getting better. Would you use Blender or something?
I use Blender for cleanup.
And it's open source 3D modeling software. Very cool. Very good. We already have one.
Yep. That's
Polycam. That's awesome. We did that a couple of years ago. I forgot we even did this. 2022? No.
Yes. 22.
Okay. Only 2 years ago. Not bad. Really, really cool way to kind of capture statues, or I guess clay models if you want. As long as it's not a glass object that's reflective.
I think there's some techniques like putting like talcum powder or something on it to make it not reflective. There are ways to get around that.
Cool.
Let's see, am I missing anything else?
Any other questions? Let us know. I'm checking real quick on Discord. I don't see any. I think we've answered everything.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Very good question. Thanks, Nikita, for the question.
Very cool.
All right. Later tonight, we are hosting Show and Tell. Here's a new banner. Show and Tell starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Ask an Engineer starts after that at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Get some new products, open source hardware news, top secret stuff, and then, of course, questions answered at the end of the show, because it is Ask an Engineer. Cool. Hope to see you guys tonight on Show and Tell. We'll drop in an invite to the StreamYard a little, like 10 minutes before the show starts, so folks from the community can share their projects. Tomorrow is John Park's workshop every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Fridays is a deep dive with either Scott or Tim, Foamy Guy, at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Lady Ada has been starting her streams on Sundays a little bit earlier, so you can catch those in the evenings or the afternoons on Sundays. Cool. That's going to do it for us. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining. Don't forget the coupon code for our show, or the coupon code just for our viewers, is Carousel. You can get you 10% off your order. We'll also have another coupon code for Ask an Engineer. You used to be able to use both coupon codes and get 20% off. Can you still do that? Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's fine. Thank you, everybody, again for watching us. We'll come in next week where we have a pumpkin that screams at you when you get too close. It'll frighten those small children.
Right. I can't wait to test it out.
Halloween is all about.
All right. Well, that said,
number
2, make
a great day. Bye, everybody.